Today we will assemble this legendary BMW M10B20 engine, clean engine parts, remove old paint and give it new shine. So come on and have a look. Hi, welcome to the third episode of the video series where we put together BMW 2002. The superhero of today's episode is the sedan. My dad's a longtime friend and engine expert who will be helping us. Big thanks to him, this video series is possible only because of him, because he discovered this car parked on the street.
All engine parts must be cleaned. While I was at work, Dad started with the engine block, which he cleaned with a brush on the drill. Quality inspection here after I got home from work. This was followed by a wellness day at the washing table. And finally, he got a new paint job. Little before and after comparison. The engine head was taken away by our friend Addenda, who took out the valves, your rocker arms, camshaft. Simply everything went down so that the already clean engine head could also enjoy a stay at the spa and not be jealous of the other components. The head on this engine is 8-valve, so there is one intake valve and one exhaust valve for each cylinder. A mixture of air and gasoline enters the combustion chamber through the intake valve. The spark plug gives it the right spark. Then it explodes, so the piston goes down. And when it moves up, the exhaust valve opens, and it all goes into the exhaust. And here I am making fun of my dad after I got home from work.
Tady je to špinavý.
To tam může zůstat.
Tady je to špinavý. Ježiš, ty vole. Lidi to vidí. Tebe bych se dal dělat auto, ty vole.
Jak se by taky ne?
After Dan's cylinder head was washed, he went to Zedenda again for finishing. Valves were cleaned and got new sealing rings. You can see the result in the background.
Wow!
The oil sump also deserved attention. I rinse her first. I mentioned Scotch Sprite in the first episode, and here it is in action. The advantage is that it perfectly removes the old paint, but it does not grind the metal. In places where we cannot reach with an angle grinder, we will use this one-belt sander. And we'll finish with a brush on the drill, but not with this one. It's already dead. And I will also use the sandpaper for the drill. We also rinse the pistons. The important thing is to clean the grooves for the piston rings. Luckily in our case, there was not carbon buildups in them, so it was only an aesthetic matter. We took the upper part of the piston with the finest brush wire we have. Then came the engine crankshaft. The crankshaft is drilled. Here it's nice to see how the fluid flows out at different places. We'll also wash the timing chain cover. Now all that's left is little things like this cam wheel cover, on which we will show the complete process. We've tried countless engine cleaners, rinse off, no rinse, eco-friendly, not tested on animals. But what personally works best for us is diesel fuel. It washes the worst of it. Then we dry it, and then it puts it in the washing table so that the cleaning liquid does not degrade so quickly. These washing tables are quite an interesting thing. The barrel below serves as a reservoir for a special liquid that flushes dirt into the barrel. The magic of that liquid is that it doesn't combine with the dirt, but lets it settle to the bottom. The pump that is on top then sucks in the clean liquid again. When the barrel needs to be replaced, just call a specialized company. They will bring in a new barrel and take the old one away for disposal. So the only downside to this whole thing is the price of that special liquid. Mosquitoes, butterflies, and other insects are not flying yet, so we can spray it outside again. keen eye of the viewer must have noticed that one antifreeze plug was missing from the engine. There are already 2 missing from this shot, now even 3, so we'll replace them all right away. So we knock out the old antifreeze plug. Clean it and then install new ones. The function of the antifreeze plug is that if you only had water in the engine or highly diluted antifreeze, and it would start to freeze, so the water expands when it solidifies into ice and could damage the block. Instead, this plug pops out and relieves the pressure inside the engine and may not cause as much damage. On Zedenda's recommendation, we apply thread glue. The same on the other side. After painting and for easier installation of the screws, we clean the threads. In the meantime, the ordered parts arrived. A small recommendation from my experience: before you start assembling the new parts, take a moment and compare the new part with the old side by side. Some parts have several variants and are not interchangeable even if they are similar. Most sellers do not take back dirty or assembled parts. Main parts are ready, so while I was at work, my father and Zedenda started the assembly. The shots are at least like this from a distance on the tripod. I would have managed it recorded differently. Sorry for that. The crank is already stored, and the first bracket is given by Zedenda in center, which solves the axial play. Then this holder for oil pump suction basket, it's from second engine, because it have different shape. Because this engine was originally in 5 series, because of different shape of the oil pan.
Co si mi stane facendo? Ecco. To wychodzi.
The next one goes to the front, to the first cylinder. There is an unwritten rule that the cylinders are numbered from the timing chain, so cylinder number 1 is the nearest, and the last 4th cylinder is at the transmission side.
Na świecie... To bez tego i teče.
Connecting rods and caps are marked with dots that indicate which cylinder it belongs to. And piston has an arrow on it that points to the timing chain. The piston and cylinder wall are at first lubricated with oil. The piston ring have top P sign in the direction of the combustion area. The top ring is compression for maximum tightness. The middle one is second compression ring. The lower one is oil control ring. You also need to check if the locks are not in the same line. The locks must be turned to each other. Someone says 120 degrees, someone 180. Feel free to write in the comments how you do it. This tool is used for piston rings compression, so piston can be fitted in. And this process will go on for every piston. Why does he do first and last? Why didn't he do the second one? It's due to the shape of the crank, so it doesn't have to spin the engine unnecessarily. Now he put the connecting rod cap on the first and last cylinder. Now tighten with a torque wrench. According to the Haynes manual, the moments are connecting rod 55 Newton meters, crank bearing 62 Newton meters, head bolts 75 Newton meters.
každý. Chviličku. Posadíme tam palici a hotovo. Počkej. Nemůžem. Jak to? Přijdeš tam mít prsa. Aha.
We can put a new head gasket
Takže ty tam musíš prsíčka, rozvody, pumpu.
and there are also timing chain with cover.
Tady to sedu. Speciální. No.
When head is in place, screws are tightened from the center to the edge in 3 successive steps.
If you made it this far, thanks for your time. You have just been with us in the garage for 30 minutes. I hope you liked today's episode. If you did, don't forget to hit a like. And the oil chain hangs sadly, because we can use even one oil pump we have. You ask why? Then click subscribe, so you won't miss the next episode, where we put together oil pump and we will check the axial play on the new engine. So stay tuned for the next video.